Good evening, everybody. We are joining right now today with Miss Brenda, and she is joining us right now at this moment live from Kenya. Right now, it's the
Yes.
evening in here, and it's like almost 5 a.m. out there. So she's a really hard worker, got up for us. So, assalamu alaikum, Brenda.
وعليكم السلام.
Kaifa haluki?
بخير الحمد لله. كيف حالك?
Bihair alhamdulillah.
Wow, I must say, Ilona, your Arabic is very, very good. You're a very good
Shukran,
student.
shukran.
Afwan. You're really
Brenda,
doing great.
thank you, Shukran. We are wondering how, or if you can describe us your typical day in Kenya, what it looks like, is, especially during the pandemic and just in general, culturally speaking.
Mm. So, pre-corona, pre-COVID-19, I would spend a lot of my time going to the mosque, which is found in Nairobi town. It's the biggest mosque in Kenya. It's called Jamia Mosque. Yes. So I'd spend a lot of time there just learning more about the Arabic language and learning more about the Islamic culture. But I'd spend a few hours there. In the morning, I would go to a high school, one that I would teach Kiswahili language and history and government of the country of Kenya. So that would consume a lot of my time during the day. But in the evening, I would go to the University of Nairobi. I'm currently studying there for my Bachelor of Degree Arts. Of education arts. Yeah. Thank you. So I'm awaiting graduation in December, God willing, once things settle down with the government containing the pandemic. I think hopefully I'll be able to graduate, but that would basically be my day. But now currently, because of the COVID-19, my day is usually consumed with classes, online classes. I tutor languages online to students all over the world. There are students who study Arabic language. I teach students who are studying English language, and I tutor students who are studying Kiswahili language, which is a Bantu language that is spoken mostly in East Africa, and it's one of the official languages in Kenya. So that I would say that is basically how I spend my day now.
Really? What is like traditional, like, dish out there? And maybe like tell us also about the weather, like what's the special thing is going over there. So just share a little bit more.
Well, about the cultural foods, in Kenya we have different tribes, an average of 42 to 44 tribes. So each tribe has their own culture and has their own special foods, special way of dressing. And in my culture, our traditional food is mainly githeri. That's what we call it, githeri. So it's a combination of beans and maize mixed together, and then you can add whatever food additives you want to add or whatever spices you want to add. You can even add potatoes or whatever other thing you want to add. But the most common dish in the country would be maize flour and kales. And of course, there's meat and chicken and all that. And chapati. Chapati is one of everyone's favorite. It's just bread, dry bread, that is baked in the
Oh,
house, but it's really good. It's really
I
good. You
bet
should try.
anything that is homemade, bread is
Yes.
always good. You cannot beat that. That's hands down. I know that. Yeah.
On your point on the weather, currently it is very, very cold. We're having I'd say winter
Mhm.
in Kenya, but it was supposed to run until July, but we are in August and we are finding ourselves in the winter. I think all this is to blame the global warming and the climatical changes in the whole world actually. Yeah. So currently it's very, very cold, but we are strong.
Yeah, I know. That's right. I know how it is. So you can make it. Brenda, tell me just like one question, like who is your inspiration in your life? And like maybe a role model, who had influence, your maybe your standards, your ethics, your upbringing, who influenced your life?
Wow, that is a very tough question.
Uh-huh.
It's a tough question because I have several role models. Number one, of course, being my mom.
Yes.
Yeah, she has raised us and taken us to school and done so much for us, and personally been a very good friend to me. She's my best friend, and she's given me a lot of advice about life, about school. I honestly don't know where I'd be without her.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, I'd say David Goggins. He's an American athlete. Yes, I'm not that I'm a very athletic person, but his notion about concentrating on your strongholds and working on your weaknesses is what makes me relate to him so much, because I've realized we live in a world where people concentrate on the academics.
Yes.
We're forcing children to go to school and get these straight A's and be the best in their class. And maybe that's not really what their calling is. But David Goggins wasn't very good in school, but he has turned out to be an ultra marathon runner. He has done great things only because he concentrated on his strengths. And that is what I also try to do on my end. So yeah, I think he's a very big inspiration for me. And if I could name one more person, I think I would name Nicole. I can't remember her first name, but she's also a motivational speaker in America, and her story is just it's inspirational, and I love to listen to these
Yeah,
inspirational
America
stories.
influences and impacts a lot of people out there. We have lots of, people not just here but around the world that do so many
Yeah.
special things. So, and it's good
Um,
that one voice, one story can change somebody else's life. And what you
yeah.
do, Brenda, also can change somebody else's life. You never know, right? When you get in contact, connecting two worlds into one, like teaching one person at a time that you can influence. Maybe 20 years from now, they will name your name, your students. And they say, Brenda had influenced my life, one day or another. And I will say, Assalamu alaikum. Brenda taught
Yeah.
me like my first Arabic, word.
I must say your Arabic is actually natural. It just comes to you, and I'm really happy that you're one of my students, because now I can help you nurture what you didn't even know existed in you, you know?
Thank you. When I write, I usually write, like I told you, like in 7 different languages, to translate the Arabic language. It helps me, because we have similar sounds in Georgian, Armenian, so it helps me to shape the sounds similar. And part of the language, in Georgia, it was also, left from us from the Ottoman Empire, from the Arabic languages too. That when we had invasions, so it kind of helped. Like we have salam, like salam alaikum, wa alaikum assalam. We also kind of, so it's really helpful. So that's why I gravitate towards the Arabic language so much, because I like it. I really like the sound of it, the texture of it, and songs. Every song that has Habibi in that, it melts my heart. And I usually say Habibi all
Yeah,
the
I,
time. What song are you listening? Habibi song?
it's beautiful. It's beautiful. The language, the
Oh
pronunciations.
my
And I
goodness.
also wanted to add,
Melodic
yeah,
songs that you guys have is just spectacular. So, but Brenda, thank you so much for joining us, for waking up for so early to make sure that we could hear your voice. You can give us your inspiration, share about your day, and keep going with your, persistence and determination and your dreams. So don't give up. I will see you in a few minutes and
yes.
stuff, but all the blessings to you. So
Thank you. Thank you so much. And keep doing what you're doing, Ilona. Keep reaching out and sharing people's stories and helping them get their lives together and get more inspiration from such guests. I'm really honored to be here with you today. So thank you so much for having
thank you, Brenda. My heart goes to you.
me.
Bye.